Howdy y'all, Stock Warden here, back with another video. Today's video we're looking at AST Space Mobile and how they are now getting ready to shoot up yet again with some amazing news that just come out today. So AST Space Mobile has announced a new launch date for their Bluebird satellites. So, as you know, AST Space Mobile is a company that is building the first and only space-based cellular broadband network accessible directly by everyday smartphones, designed for both commercial and government applications. So they have announced that the launch of the Bluebird 8, 9, and 10 satellites is currently scheduled for Wednesday, June 17th, 2026, from Cape Canaveral, Florida, aboard a Falcon 9 rocket. So liftoff is targeted for 2:39 a.m. EDT, with additional opportunities available up until 4:15 a.m. So the orbital launch mission will carry the next generation satellite of the Bluebirds to support AST Space Mobile's growing commercial and government communications and non-communication capabilities, including space-based cellular broadband services, voice, data, and video to standard, unmodified smartphones everywhere. So the Bluebird satellites will leverage AST Space Mobile's next generation stackable satellite architecture. So including advanced composite carbon structures designed to support efficient multi-satellite launches and accelerated constellation deployment. So combined with the company's multi-provider launch strategy, the architecture is designed to provide flexibility in AST Space Mobile's deployment of its global constellations. So, and they also had a statement that was put out stating that our upcoming launch marks another important milestone as we continue advancing the deployment of our space-based cellular broadband network, said by Scott Wisniewski, which is the president of AST Space Mobile, also stating that each Bluebird satellite launched expands our ability to support seamless space-based broadband mobile connectivity directly to everyday smartphones. With our next generation Bluebird satellites, the largest phase arrays ever deployed in low Earth orbit, together with our expanding manufacturing capabilities, position AST Space Mobile to continue scaling towards continual global space-based cellular broadband coverage, supported by a diversified launch strategy. So these next generation Bluebird satellites are expected to further expand AST Space Mobile's direct-to-device broadband constellation while delivering nearly double the peak data speeds of the company's initial Block 1 Bluebird satellites, which recently achieved a peak download speed of 98.9 megabytes per second directly to smartphones. So the mission represents another step towards AST Space Mobile's goal of bringing mobile broadband connectivity to the billions of people worldwide who remain unconnected or underconnected. So similar to the in-orbit Bluebird 6 satellite, Bluebirds 8, 9, and 10 will feature the largest commercial communications arrays ever deployed, so measuring approximately 2,400 square feet and representing one of the most innovative engineering achievements in space-based connectivity. The satellites are designed and manufactured through AST Space Mobile's highly vertically integrated model, with approximately 95% of the technology designed and developed in-house by a 2,250 plus workforce across over 500,000 square feet of global manufacturing and operations facilities. So, members of the public and investors are encouraged to watch a live broadcast on the launch day from AST Space Mobile's YouTube channel. The company anticipates hosting an in-person investor launch event at Cape Canaveral for the launch of its next Bluebird 11 through 13 satellites. So AST Space Mobile greatly appreciates the continued enthusiasm and support from its retail investor community and looks forward to welcoming investors to select future launch activities. So AST Space Mobile has agreements with nearly 60 mobile network operators globally, with over 3 billion subscribers combined, and strategic partnerships with AT&T, Verizon, Vodafone, Rakuten, Google, Bell, TELUS, STC Group, and American Tower. So just to name quite a few of the big players here. So, and the exact timing of the orbital launches is subject to change based on a number of factors, including launch readiness of the launch provider, weather conditions, and other factors, many of which are well out of AST Space Mobile's control. So, just in case the launch doesn't necessarily go exactly as planned to go off at the 4 o'clock in the morning, well, between 2:30 and 4:15 a.m., then it is possible it could be pushed a little sooner or a little later, pending on a lot of different factors. But still, definitely one to continue watching and waiting for, to be able to watch them send up yet another set of satellites. So they've definitely been driving a really hard push here lately, getting all these satellites together and also being able to launch more than one at a time, getting to where they're now launching 3 satellites on one rocket. So that in itself has got to save an immense number of headache and financial stresses on the company, being able to launch multiple satellites at one time. Now, the company did see a very sharp spike at the end of May to the beginning of June, where they broke through their top resistance line that we had set up for them at $97 a share. So, and since then, they ended up breaking up into a 52-week high, up above 130 a share. So that was absolutely awesome to see as it rose as fast as it did. But as soon as it came up, it went just about straight back down in between our top resistance line and a partial median support line. So we ended today at $88.71 a share on Tuesday. And so the resistance support that we have for the bottom of this track, I was tracking for $84 a share roughly. So between 84 and 97, we're still parked, unfortunately, in between that layer of resistance. So since we had such a good breakout and it held strong, it would not surprise me at all if the stock was to jump above that 97 resistance line and continue staying there at the same time. So, and to continue an upward trend, as a matter of fact, on that as well, especially with them trying to become more involved with their investors and people along with communities. So, because they are going to be a global asset once they get all of these satellites up and running. So, but they've also had a few insider shares as well that have been sold off pretty heavily, which kind of makes sense as to why the stock has kind of dipped a little bit, because there's been multiple insider shares that are sold that have been over the 7-figure marker. So that's probably somewhat of a little issue that's holding the stock down a bit. But either way, they are still staying relevant. They're still doing really well for the company, keeping everything vertically integrated, holding all of their cards close to their chest, and by all means completely changing the game with, instead of continuing with the same exact product and structure, they are always continually making the next set of satellites bigger, better, badder, and stronger. So then they don't have to worry about all of them going obsolete at the same time. So, with all that being said, that is everything that I have on AST Space Mobile as of right now. So, definitely looking forward to those rocket launches come next week. So, definitely stay tuned into that. Don't forget to go to AST Space Mobile's YouTube channel to be able to watch those launches once they send them off. So that is it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. So this is a Stock Warden riding off. Y'all come back now, you hear?